Hey, to start, in the case scenario 2, the janitor made a correct move by calling the police immediately and not entering the scene. But later, when the first officer arrived at the crime scene, he made everything wrong. First, he entered the scene without any protection, and then he walked all over, stepping in a blood splatter, and then getting his footprint on this blood splatter, for then cleaning his shoe in a lab coat. Later, he checked the body's pulse. As he couldn't find any, he called for backup. While he waited, he grabbed a piece of paper that he found it on the floor that probably could be used as evidence, but now it was ruined because the officer touched it without any kind of protection, and then he tried to fix it to read it, but he left it on the floor when he found it because a blood was all over the paper. Finally, when the second officer arrived at the scene, he closed it, preventing anyone else from coming in, which was a good move because the principal was around. This crime scene was contaminated once the first officer entered without any protection and stepped all over the blood splatter, for then cleaning it in a lab coat. The evidence that should be collected may be just the body, because everything else was contaminated by the first officer. The paper could be used as important evidence, and probably the blood splatter as well. But now that the first officer contaminated everything, it couldn't. Regarding the steps, we could see that an important one was not taken into consideration. That was the first walkthrough, because when the officer entered, he did not care about touching or taking pictures about anything, making the step 5, documenting the scene, impossible. As the officer touched everything and every evidence, none of this could be used during the trial, making the crime scene almost impossible to investigate and also impossible to find out the truth.